1 Timothy 2:12 says, Paul says, I do not permit a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man. I do not permit a woman to teach or exercise authority over a man. He's saying that about the church that Timothy is leading. In the context, what we at Bethlehem think that means is that the primary responsibility for governance and teaching, primary responsibility for governance and teaching belongs to spiritual called men. These two functions, governance or having authority and teaching, are the two gifts or functions that distinguish elders from deacons. So our simplest, plainest way to apply it at Bethlehem is to say the elders of this church who are charged with the governance and the teaching should be men. And below that, there is great variety. In other words, since the church is a family of God, the realities of headship and submission in the family have a reflection in the church. And so let me try to sum those up. Authority, what is authority in the church? How would you define authority in the church? And then how would you define submission to that authority in the church? This is very tricky. A lot of churches are in trouble over this right now. And I am so thankful that we've been pretty peaceable about all this for these decades together. And maybe the reason is because of these kinds of definitions. Here's the way I think authority works itself out as a definition. Authority refers to the divine calling of spiritual, gifted men to take primary responsibility as elders for Christ-like servant leadership and teaching in the church. Long sentence. Here's submission refers to the divine calling of the rest of the church, men and women, to honor and affirm that leadership and that teaching, and to be equipped by it for the hundreds and hundreds of various ministries available to men and women in the service of Christ. Now that last point, hundreds and hundreds of avenues of ministry for men and women in the church and in the world, is very important. Men and women who have a heart to minister, that is, Christian men and women, a heart to save souls, heal broken lives, resist the evil, meet needs. The fields of opportunity for a woman or a man with a heart like that are simply endless. If you ever say, well, then what can we do if we can't be elders? Like, just what? Thousands and thousands of opportunities await a woman and a man with a heart to want to serve people, love people, meet needs, resist evil, build up people, save people. Endless opportunities are there around the world for all the gifts in biblical ways of expression, which means that nobody, man or woman, stays at home watching soaps or ball games while the world burns.